and welcome back to DML. So today we will be hatching the FLUTTERBY Dragon, which is the reward for completing tier 3 in the Great Hatchling Hunt Easter event. And look at him just flailing around like a silly sausage in his little nest there. What a strange yet cute looking dragon, I have to say. But this guy took over a day to hatch, so I've been waiting. But the FLUTTERBY Dragon's puny but pretty little wings can't actually get it airborne, but judging from the contented look on its face, this trainer thinks the dragon gets by just fine anyway. Oh, what a cutie. Touching or like kicking up the dirt there, but he is a wind, energy and void dragon. Honestly, I don't think he's that great of a team member, but overall, you know, another one to add to the collection. Although I can only hatch him on my Android account for now because, like I've been saying, we have no space on our Windows account. So that's why we are currently on our Android account here. But I've said before, I adore the colours of the FLUTTERBY. You know, light pinks and lightish blues really do go well together, at least in my own opinion. And look at him stomp! Oh my god, I do love this body type, just for the little animations and that go along with it. Like, honestly, it's great. Oh no! Quick, give him food before he destroys the place. Jeez! No need to have a fit, Mr. FLUTTERBY. Silly thing. But the adult form, honestly, I really love it. I like it a lot more than the baby form here. And this kind of looks like the axolotl dragon in a way to me, because you know how they've got those weird fins on the side of their head? I think this guy kind of looks like that as well. He just looks a bit podgier, like a little bit of a bigger belly and everything. But overall, I'm happy we managed to get this dragon, and I'm glad it was quite easy to get a hold of overall. But, I mean, what can you do realistically? I'm just looking for a fight that we can do using the FLUTTERBY here. I never know what levels dragons that we have on this account. Like, I know we have some random weird stuff like the pineapple and the, what else do we have? Let's have a look. We've got Arbo here. Should we use him? Let's go ahead and use Arbo in this fight. But I just wanted to take him for a quick spin, because we'll probably never see him in fight ever again. So we might as well enjoy the experience, I suppose. Again, it's quite sad that, mainly because he's on this account, we'll probably never ever see this dragon again. So, you know, rest in pepperonis, Mr. FLUTTERBY, but, you know, at least we got to say hello. There we go, he's dead. Well, that didn't last very long, did it? Oh, poor thing. But I am still currently on level 4 with both accounts, which I think is a little bit behind. But yesterday I purposely missed out on 2 lots of resets because there's some bad news regarding the costs in the current Easter event. And so I want to see if by missing a couple of resets worth, if it's still possible to do the event, if that makes sense. We are slowly but surely making progress. You can see I had to open 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, and on level 4 I've got 2 chests remaining still. So we'll hopefully get this chest opened up and dealt with soon enough. I mean, we can do this fight here, we know that, so that should be pretty cheap. I just hope that we don't have to go all the way down here to get to this chest. At least not yet. At least let us get the petal dragon first, so then we can come back, I beg. But the bad news I was talking about is that apparently this event is somewhere between 20 to 30% more expensive to complete in terms of these egglets than the previous event. You know, the divine event that we just had. So apparently it is going to be much, much harder to complete this event. And so obviously if you hit every reset, you're going to do it. So I want to see if by missing 2 lots of resets and missing out on quite a lot of the breed dragon section, if it's still possible to actually do this event. So I guess this is my own little experiment. If I don't manage to do it, then I guess we'll work out from that this event is probably exceedingly difficult. I could work it out, like, straight up by doing a bunch of maths, but let's be honest, I'm relatively lazy. And I can't really be bothered to do it that way. Let's just do it the good old-fashioned, tried and tested way. if I miss out on the dragon, I've got no one else but myself to blame for that. So that'll be our little mini, I don't know, our little mini scientific experiment for now. But let me know where you're up to in the event so far, how many chests it took you to open for each level, because, I don't know, some people have been saying that apparently the chests aren't completely random this time around, which I'm not sure if I believe that. The amount of times I've heard people say that and then them just be wrong is quite exponentially high, but considering how expensive this event appears to be from the amounts written on the wiki, I'm thinking that maybe it could be true. But, don't take that as fact. We're just sort of messing around, playing around with stuff, and towards the end of the event, I'll probably work out the exact amounts for the final 2 levels, just to make sure you understand how costly the event is overall. And you know, like I did last time, we sort of worked out from the point that we were at how much or how many resets worth of stuff it would take for us to finish. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes anyway. At the end of the day, it's only a legendary that we'll miss out on for the card piece dragon, so I'm not all that bothered. It's just, obviously with the divine event, I really wanted to finish that so that we could get the divines. But most other event dragons or whatever are almost definitely going to come back at some point. So, I don't really care that much. Plus, missing out on the princess, I don't really like it too much. You know, I could see a lot of young girls probably really loving the design of the princess dragon, but I've never really liked pink. I've never really liked girly stuff. You know, I'm the sort of girl that never put on makeup. I never even used to do my hair special or anything for school, for God's sake. But, you know, blue's basically my favourite colour. Well, bluey green. It's like the opposite of something that I'd like. Like, I'm not sure if you know this, but when I was a kid, you know how most girls would get, like, Bratz dolls and Barbie dolls and, like, play house with them? I'd basically do the same, but I used Action Men figurines instead. So, that probably gives you an idea of even how I was when I was sort of young. So, there's a random fact about me, I guess. I don't know, it's just, you know, the idea of makeup, or a ton of makeup, I should say, like, a limited amount of makeup. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I guess, in a way, it shows that you're putting some effort in, which is annoying as it is. I guess it makes sense. And, you know, doing your hair up, I think all people do that to an extent, unless you're just really lazy. So it's just about making a little bit of an effort, but, you know, when you're looking like Barbie, and you have fake lips, you get butt implants so that you can look like Kim K, I don't know. When it gets to that point, I think that's a little bit too extreme and a little bit obsessive, but, I guess everyone has their own opinion. I just think, going overboard with makeup, what's the point? And, you know, bright pinks is kind of garish. Shopping is boring. And I'm not just throwing out random, like, stereotypical stuff. I'm legit just thinking, what do I hate to do overall? I don't know, yoga hurts. Yoga's like a more feminine thing, I think. Although, to be fair, the more yoga you do, the more flexible you are, which, that's never a bad thing. I mean, if you ever have a bad fall, or, like, you contort in a weird way, you know, all those years of yoga, they're gonna come in handy. And then you're gonna be going, God damn, why didn't I go to yoga class once every Thursday? Could have saved me and my poor back. I've done some yoga, although, again, not to an excessive amount. It's just health freaks is basically what I'm talking about here, I guess. I don't know. Such a random, weird tangent that we get onto just by discussing the Princess Dragon. I'm not going to say the Princess Dragon is the embodiment of femininity or something. I mean, she, like I've said, she kind of looks like an MLP pony, if nothing else, from the egg. And, MLP is also a show I never personally got into. I was too busy watching Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! And I even used to watch a little bit of Dragon Ball Z as well when I was a little kid. So, I don't know. I was just a strange child, I guess. Just, I don't know. Maybe I was intentionally going against the status quo or something. Maybe I was a rebel girl. I don't know. Talking about it like that seems kind of cringe if nothing else. Ugh. But, anyway, you know, I'm just doing all these fights because I put some more portal energy in, so we're just getting all of our fights out of the way, getting XP, because again, we're still grinding for those player levels, like, as much as we possibly can. As soon as I can do the fights I need to, I will try and do them ASAP. I mean, we've gone up half a player level quite quickly recently, actually, so let's keep on pace, get some more habitat so that we can actually hatch a couple of our dragons. I mean, at the moment, I have a Pangu dragon egg in the hatchery still. I really want to take him out, but the problem is, if I take him out, I won't be able to have a spare dragon in this habitat here, which means I won't be able to do the feed dragon section of the event. So, if I want to have any chance of finishing the event, I have to leave that slot open. So it's going to be like another week before we can get our Pangu dragon. Either a week or by the next time I get my level up anyway. So, yeah, it's kind of very annoying having to be perpetually very aware of how much habitat space I have. But that's going to be an issue that we're going to face for probably the next, I don't know, 6 months or however long it takes for them to make an alteration to the habitat system, if they ever do. I mean, at this point, I've seen a lot of people complaining and begging and saying, Gameloft, you have to listen this time. There is nothing that we can do. We can't take out our divines, for goodness sake. We can't even put divines in habitats at this point. That's a sad day. Sad day in DML for all of us. And you'll get there one day, if you're not facing it currently. That is if you continue to play the game for like 3 years like I have. But, you know, anyway, for now, I am gonna head off skis. So, at least we got to hatch a new dragon on our other account today. But, continue on with the event. Best of luck. It might look like 7 days, you're gonna have plenty of time to do 2 levels. You don't. Do not miss resets if you can help it. Although, if it's gonna affect your health or your, like, day-to-day life or habits by having to wake up in the night if you have to, don't do it. It's not worth it. We just had a castle event and other events. Don't stress too much about this one. I mean, a lot of people might want the princess, but it's at the end of the day, it's just a dragon. So, don't get too worked up about it if it's not possible for you. But for now, thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll see you then.